Looking at our fork chart, this is sort of our main event. We have been gravitating towards the median line of our fork after making our last contact with it on February 16th, 2 months ago from Friday that we just traded, and from that touch we ended up pulling back down to touch the bottom of the fork. And here we are finally 2 months later, just reaching below this, not quite making it all the way there. That median was about 41.92. We made it to 41.91.31 and peeled back off of that. On Monday, this median rises to 41.98.70, and by Tuesday, it will finally rise above 4,200. So if we have a little pullback on Monday, if we are aiming for the median line back again on Tuesday, that's when we're going to finally maybe get our move above 4,200. Is on Tuesday. If it doesn't happen on Monday, if we can't break through around 41.98, we're getting stopped once again at the median line. I want to also point out that right now, the top of the bull fork, of which we've never really traded much time in the upper half of this bull fork, we always get a few days in above the median line and then peel back into the bottom half of the fork again. But if we finally rise above the median and start to close above it, say if we get a full week of closes above this median line, we're going to start gravitating into the upper half of the fork, and the top of this fork is going to rise above 4,500 this week. So that's food for thought as we get towards the summer and the summer wears on. We'll be gravitating towards the top of this fork, and that's how we're going to have something that we can aim at towards 4,500 over the course of the next few months. Let's take a look at our other charts here. Here's the intraday chart. So we started off the day today on Friday with an open around 41.74, yet our settlement price for monthly OPEX was all the way up here at 41.91.25. That's because the average opening price of all the stocks on the S&P 500 was all the way up here, but the players and the people with option bets who are using all these expirations and futures to hold down the S&P 500 actual print, the open was all the way down here. So we had a big anomaly to repair, and it took us all the way to the end of the day to do it. But we finally did in the final 15 minutes. We rose up to 41.91.31. That's our new all-time high, repairing and rising above this settlement price for the S&P 500 for April OPEX. That's our all-time high settlement. So when we get to May settlement, we'll be shooting against this 41.91 to see if we can make a higher one next month. We peeled back off of this in the face of a 5.4 billion market on close to buy imbalance, but still sold off into that. But we did hold an all-time closing high today at 41.85. That's a new weekly and daily all-time closing high. And our halfway back of Friday's range is 41.81. So that's going to be our line in the sand when we come into the day on Monday. We're totally playing out the 80 handle rule here. So if we treat Friday as if it was a failure to get to 4,200, our natural recourse is to pull back to the 41.80s. And if the 41.80s don't hold, we're going to pull back to the 41.60s. 41.63.45 was a really important level for us this week. We sat and ground along this price all day long on Thursday before reaching up out of it, and then we finally made that move towards 4,200 once we cleared this 41.63 level and made it support. So if we're going to pull back, I think that probably we're going to be looking at this 41.63 level if we even get below 41.80. If we get below 41.80, obviously we got to test Friday's low. If we break Friday's low, then we're looking to this 41.63.45 level to hold support for us. Let's take a look at that on the roadmap. Okay, so if we come into the day Monday, we can't hold 41.80. We pull back to test Friday's low, Thursday's close, and test 41.63.45. If we break below that, if I'm wrong about this 41.63 being such strong support, then I think at most we will pull back to the halfway back of the week we just traded. That's taking this high that we made on Friday to our low that was made on Monday. That was our low of the week. Add those two numbers together, divide by 2. That gets us 41.53, and that gets us a beautiful playthrough of the 80 handle rule. I do not think we will go any lower than 41.63 to 41.53 next week. We have our 10-day simple moving average moving up on Monday. It will rise up into this gap to Wednesday's close, and it will be above the 10% mark on Monday. So that means the average closing price of all the stocks on the S&P 500 averaged together is going to be above 10% for the year. So that's pretty good information going out to the algos. I would think that this would push the algos higher, not pull them down. So that's also why I think that we will hold at most on a pullback next week, no lower than the 4150s. Okay, if we come out of the gate strong on Monday, obviously we'll be looking to get through our median line. And if we can get through our median line, our next move will be to 4207 for plus 12% on the year. We've made it through 10%. We're going to overshoot by 2% to at least 4207 before we take a break. If we don't take a break at 4207, there's really nothing but air above us and the various option strikes until we get to the 4240s. At 42.86 will be times, this is a new measured move target. I gave you a measured move target for this week and it worked out great at 41.63. Well, this next measured move target takes a little bit bigger of a range and doubles it up. It takes this gap up open on Thursday to our high on Friday, take that whole range, double that up. That's what's going to get us to 42.86. And what is also in line up there at the 4240s, 42.44 is plus 13% on the year. So if we can make it through plus 12%, we're going to go 1% more higher. And this is where I think we will rest and maybe get some kind of a juicier pullback. Maybe something that pulls us all the way back to wherever the 10-day is at the time, maybe even all the way back to wherever the 20-day is at the time, because this will be the ultimate 80 handle rule failure here, because it'll be us getting through 4200 and then failing below 4250 and pulling back from there. So I think shallow pullback, rise through 4200 all the way to the 4240s before we finally pull back. Okay, that's it. I hope this video helped you out and gave you a good idea of where we're at and where we're going to next week. If you have any questions, just shoot me a direct message. As always, good luck and good trading.